Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So now we're done with 25 days of eyeshadow, but now we've got eyeshadow content to film, so there's that.
Don't know what to tell you.
Today we're going to be doing a review on the Lunar Beauty, Eclipse, Eternal Eclipse palette.
I was gonna call it the Moonspill palette.
Me too! That's the one I want. We're both wearing it today, so we're going to have two looks coming up for you. If you're interested on hearing our thoughts, seeing our looks, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I'm going to be kind of playing in the warm and cool tones, as you can see from this eye. I find that this palette, although gorgeous, and I like it so far, I'll need to play more to know, but I think that it would be nice to have some more neutral tones in here, not just like cool and warm, but I do really like the idea, the concept of the palette. First I'm going to go into the shade Rose Thorn, which is this like pinky kind of rose shade right there. This is the only, oh, I never even primed my eyelids. Fool, I'm a fool. Alright, now I'm going to go in with the shade Rose Thorn and just blend that into my crease. I'm going to keep it kind of circular, but this is the only kind of neutral-ish shade in here, not warm or cool. I find that this one's pretty like versatile in terms of you can use it with a warm or cool toned eye look. And I find this one is like a little bit skippy, not like terrible, but I wouldn't just like use it all over the lid for an eyeshadow look, you know? I'm filming. What are you doing? Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
To the camera? Do you want to say hi to the camera? Don't touch anything. Can you look at the camera? That's the mirror. Look at the camera right in front of you. Look at the camera.
Sure, look right here.
You say hi?
Hi.
Alright, go eat your strawberries. Right, next I'm going with the shade Earthbender, which is the deepest brown matte. This is my favorite kind of brown toned matte that people have in palettes typically. It's a very like, it's very rich and pretty warm, but can be used with cool tone looks as well. I don't know, I just find that these are so pretty. They've got like burgundy undertones. I really love this, but I'm going to take this on a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH35 brush and just start putting it in my outer crease, my outer corner, not my outer crease. I'm just tapping this one because I don't really have a need to blend it anywhere else, so I'm just going to tap it and we're going to go pretty much up into the brow with this one. Alright, now that I've built that up, this is a really good brown matte. It doesn't go patchy. I did a couple kind of like layers of it and I had no issues with it getting patchy, which is always a win. Then for my lid shade, I'm going to go in with the shade Desert Sky right here, which is the kind of warmest shimmer. Gold dust in here, I don't really see where that fits. I was thinking about using it today, but I don't find any of these shades mesh with that shade, I guess. So on one side of my Refer 02 brush, I'm going to take that and put it kind of in the middle of my lid, blending it into the outer corner color, but not quite going all the way inward because I'm using a different shimmer for that. And just going back in with that original brush to kind of diffuse the shimmer outwards, because you guys know I love a nice diffused shimmer, and then with the outer corner color just kind of, I don't know, tapping in between. And then just flipping the brush over and using this side, I'm going to go in with the shade Adamantium, which is the silver. I had to use this shade. I've heard amazing reviews about the silver in here, so I had to put that on. I'm not using it like super crazily. I'm just putting it right in the outer corner, and then I'll kind of diffuse it a little bit because I don't want it to be the star of the show, but I wanted there to be like a pop in this look. I didn't want it to be just like a boring neutral look, and I know Vic wants to play with the blues, so I wasn't going to take that from her, but I would very much like to be playing in the blues right now. And then just one more time with that original blending brush and just kind of buffing everything out, because I want it to be pretty diffused. I don't want it to be cut creasy or anything like that. So that's all I'm doing for the top portion, so I will do my base and be back to show you guys what I'm going to do for the lower lash line. And I also want to talk about a mascara, so I will also do that in this review. Okay, did my base and lips and stuff, so now we're on to the lower lash line. So I'm gonna go in with this BH Cosmetics, it's my Ray Ray number 7 brush. It's just a long pencil brush. And I'm gonna take the deepest shade that we used, Earthbender, and just go ahead and smudge that right here. My outer lower lash line. And just connect it with what we've got going on at the top. Meteor, I think, the one right next to the silver. I want to add this on my lower lash line because I want to try out another of the cooler tone shimmers. So I'm just going to pat that right there. Oh, this one's really pretty. It's got a lot of like dimension in it. It's kind of a hard pressed shimmer. Like it doesn't look like it's super metallic with a ton of payoff, but it's got a nice amount of like reflect in it, which is my personal favorite. I'm just going to connect that to the outer corner. It's got a pretty heavy like purple blue reflect in it, which is really pretty. I love this shade actually. This is stunning. I think this is a Morphe pencil brush, but I don't have the names on all of them because I've had them for a while and they rub off over time. And then I'm just going to go back into the shade Adamantium, which is the silver, and put that in my inner corner and connect it to the 2 shades I've got going on there. Because there's nothing really lighter and cooler toned than this silver in this palette, so just going to connect the 2. I really like that. That's really fun. It's definitely like neutral with a little bit of like a twist. When I saw Jackie Aina use this palette, I was like drooling. She did the prettiest look, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be as fun as her. Now, I did want to mention mascara while I'm here. So, Iconic London, I got a little gift set from them and didn't think anything of it. I mean, I wanted to try the highlighter really bad, so I bought the little gift set because it was about the same price as the highlighter. So I'm like, let me try that blush. And then it came with a mascara and the wand looked so boring. So I was like, I'm not even gonna use this. Like I debated just like giving it away or donating it because I'm like, I'm not gonna like this wand. Boy, was I wrong. It's a very standard run-of-the-mill like plastic flat wand. Normally I like something like the like Too Faced Damn Girl wand or the Lancome Monsieur Big, something really like hourglassy and fluffy. This thing is amazing. I'll show you guys the before and after, but I'm gonna apply mascara. I am gonna use the Milk Makeup Lash Primer under this because I find that gives me a lot of volume and it helps with most mascaras. So I'm gonna use that under and then I will show you the completed look. Okay, here's my completed eye look. So far I really like this palette. I'll save all my like final thoughts for the end. I've kind of given a couple of my complaints and thoughts so far through this little tutorial, but I'll do that more at the end with Vic. FYI, I didn't mention with that Iconic London mascara, not only does it look fantastic, it does not transfer, like not even a little bit. We don't powder at all. We don't powder our under eyes, we don't really even powder under our contour, we don't powder our cheeks, our forehead, nothing. This stuff, it doesn't transfer. It doesn't even transfer with Glossier Stretch, okay? That is Vaseline in concealer form. Yet it doesn't transfer. It's magic. I've literally never found a mascara that doesn't transfer. It'll give a few crumbs of flakes throughout the day, but nothing beats no transfer. So just wanted to mention that while we were here, and we'll get on to Vic's look. All right, I feel like I'm going for the most obvious color combination, but I don't mind because I like this color combination. So I'm gonna go in first with the shade Smoke, which is the matte gray here. I'm taking that on a Morphe M573. Which I have learned is about the most painful brush I could possibly put on my eyes, but that's fine. So I'm just gonna add it in my crease basically. A smidge, you know, this is the same vibe from the looks that I normally do with palettes. I like a winged out, half cut crease kind of thing. That's just what I do. I have absolutely no versatility. And I'm gonna buff as much as I can up to my brow with this brush, but I will go in with a separate brush to get more of that gray dispersed up here. Okay, and then on a larger fluffy brush, this is also from Morphe, this is the M441. I'm gonna still take Smoke and again, just buff that closer to my brow, puff that. Okay, and then on a rougher number 13 brush, I'm gonna go in with the shade Lagoon, this little matte blue here, and basically do the same thing, just a little more defined and a little more wingish right here. And this is such a pretty blue. I feel like it, depending on what colors you pair with it, it'll kind of determine the impact that it has as far as like its vibrancy. But like when you pair it with the grays, it just turns into like a deepish gray blue, and I love that. I'm gonna try to pull that in a little bit more because I've been not paying attention. Okay, and then I'm gonna take Night Sky, which is the glittery black in here. Some people might have an issue with it being a glittery black. I don't necessarily. I feel like this has enough glitter to the point where if you put it all over your lid, that glitter would show up. And it's got a nice amount of pigment to it, so I'm not mad about it. I like a black in all forms. I was gonna say I don't discriminate, but that doesn't really, that's not what I meant, you know. I still want a little more of that gray up there, so again with the shade Smoke, I'm gonna push that closer to my brow bone. Then I'm gonna take a bit of the NYX glitter primer, because these shimmers swatched out, they seem like they need like a little bit of help to give them their, you know, their best chance as far as how they're gonna look. The noise within this house is just absolutely ridiculous. Taking that glitter primer on a Sonia Kashuk small eyeshadow brush. These brushes are fantastic. I love the Sonia Kashuk brushes, and I'm just gonna be doing like a little half cut crease moment. Nothing too fancy. So on the outer portion, I'm gonna go in with Deep Sea right here, closest to the outer edge with the black. And this is definitely like a pretty color, but it doesn't have a lot of that sparkle that I generally gravitate towards in shimmer shadows. So just a heads up there if you're anything like me. And then I'm gonna go in with the shade Meteor up here, right there. And I'm gonna put that on the inner portion. This shade definitely does have some more texture to it, at least with that glitter primer underneath. Swatched out, it doesn't really seem to have a ton of that shimmer, but you can kind of tell in the pan, and then once you get it on the eyes, that it has that that texture to it, that little extra zhuzh. And I'm just kind of flipping back and forth between the brush to blend those colors together. And then I'm going to go back in with the brush that had the black on it and just kind of tap over the edges of that blue to make sure it's not like a super harsh edge or anything. And then on the inner corner, I'm going to take the shade Adam, I don't know. It's the silver. This silver is really, really pretty. Like really pretty. This one has like the texture that I love. It's gorgeous. I love silver. I don't use it that often, but I probably should because it's just stunning. And I'm blowing that up pretty far, if you can't tell. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of my stuff and I'll be back for the lower lash line. Okay, and I wanted to keep the lower lash line pretty simple, so all I'm gonna do is go into Lagoon, the blue, on this little flat, like Sephora brush. It's like really old and there's something in it. I don't really know what it is or what the purpose of it is, but whatever. I'm gonna use this to pack that blue just on the lower lash line. About halfway into my eye, I guess. Nothing too crazy. Flat brush from Sonia Kashuk and go into that black and just pack that really close to the lash line. And then on that brush that we used the silver on, I'm going to pick up a little more of that silver and put it right under here. I feel like it just makes the eyes stand out a lot more when you have like a really bright color right under here. I feel like it does so much to a look. And then I'm going to go back into that brush with the blue just to kind of mesh everything, I suppose. And yeah, that is going to be all for the look. So let me finish the rest of everything up and I'll be right back with the completed face, eyes. Jesus. Alrighty, and this is everything all completed. So this is the, I don't know, is this gonna be the first or second look? It doesn't matter. This is what everything looks like all done. Sucking on herself. Will you stop it, please? He tore a hole in my sweater too. I hate it here. Alright, and those are the 2 completed looks with the Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse palette. So far, so good. Obviously, we will have to play with this more to understand, you know, all of it.
Yeah.
I've liked Lunar Beauty's formula in the past. I don't think there's anything wrong with
Life's
it.
a Drag was a big
Life's the Drag was awesome. I loved that one. And we didn't get the Moonspell palette, but it was on our list, and it still kind of is. Kind of same with the Strawberry Dream, even though I have tons of blues and pinks. I really like the way he puts together his palettes. He has great, like a great eye for color stories. Yeah, he knows how to put a good palette together. I mentioned it while I was doing my look. I don't know where you would use the shade Gold Dust, this shade here. I don't know when you would use that, because it's more of like a grungy, greeny kind of shade, and I don't find that pairs very well with the mattes given in this palette. Yeah, I don't know. You might have to get a little creative with it. I mean, I'm sure it would look kind of cool paired with blues. But yeah, it's a weird choice of gold in my opinion also. Did you... We forgot to... Okay. So we didn't buy this palette, by the way. Our friend Andrew gets PR from Lunar Beauty, and he said... Well, I think he got it in PR. Oh, I'm pretty sure he got it in PR. Our friend Andrew got this palette, and he didn't want it, so he sent it our way, and we're like, heck yeah. I love the packaging. Manny always kills it with the packaging as well. I would say that I really, although some of the shimmers are harder pressed, I find that they have a lot of like reflect to them, not as much base pigment, which I personally like to see, rather than just a standard run-of-the-mill metallic. I like seeing the reflect, so like in my review I used the shade Meteor on my lower lash line, and it's got a really heavy like purple, bluey kind of shift. Although it's very hard pressed, I think that swatches won't really do this justice, honestly. Yeah, I said that too. I think they work best with a glitter glue, and I don't think you're going to see the sparkle in them unless you have certain lighting, a certain type of light. It's not the same as like Kaleido shimmers, for example. Yeah, or our Cleona shimmers. I do like this palette overall. Again, I mentioned earlier, I wish that there were a little, like, I wish that the 2 shades like Dusk and Rose Thorn, I wish those were 2 neutral browns kind of thing, rather, I mean, Rose Thorn's a good addition to this palette, I think, but I wish there were 2 neutral browns, not warm browns, to go along with the cool tones and the warm tones in this palette, because I think that that would make it 100 times more versatile. But you can mix the cool and the warm to make a neutral, but all you've got is a gray and a blue, so you can get all... but overall, I do like this palette. I'm not mad that we have it. I don't know how much use we'll get out of it, and I don't know how much we're going to use it, but I will make a conscious effort to use it. I want to use the shade Nice Guy, this black, for like a smoky eye. Oh yeah, it has so much glitter in it. It's not your typical, it's not like a ColourPop matte with glitter. It's like a matte with glitter. Like that I Love Saturday Dose of Colors with the green. It's a beautiful kind of black glitter shade, so I think that would be really pretty, like put on the lid with like a glitter glue, or just like tapped in really well. But overall, I like this palette. I don't know if I would say that it's the best ever, but if you like this color story and you know you're going to use it, I don't think you'll be disappointed by any means. I just think for our collection, I don't know how much use this is going to get. I think this will be a really good grungy, like smoky kind of palette to use. But yeah, I like it. I don't love it. I don't dislike it either. Yeah. That's kind of how it's been so far. It's nice. But we've only used it once, so we'll have to play around with it a little bit more. But yeah, that's all from us today. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, and comment down below whatever you want to comment, and we hope to see you in the next video. Bye!